Kaeya is one of the first characters that you get during your journey through Teyvat. He's a character that everyone has on their account because he is given to you during a quest very early on. But even though everybody has him, not that many people use him, which is kind of strange to me. My man looks like the protagonist in a shoujo romance manga, and you don't want to build him? People who have played at least a few hours of Genshin will probably recognize these very familiar faces. They are the first 3 characters that are given to you in Genshin Impact to round out your team. This way you are able to start utilizing Genshin's party system even though it's still early in the game. And out of these characters, I think that Kaeya is the best by far, and not just because he's hot. And I'm not saying Kaeya is a meta unit, but he's pretty good and literally everyone has him, so I would expect that more people would end up building him. Genshin Impact is a game that can be beaten with whatever units you want. I used to only build meta units, but then I realized I didn't like playing most of the characters that I built. So in turn, I wasn't having fun playing the game. There were multiple times where I just stopped playing Genshin altogether because of this. But occasionally I would come back to Genshin Impact to do something stupid like crown Sayu's elemental skill so I could roll around at the speed of sound. And it would make me realize that I didn't necessarily stop having fun with Genshin, I just got tired of running Xiangling for the 30 billionth time. I can't take it anymore. I'm sick of Xiangling. I try to play Diluc. My Xiangling deals more damage. I try to play Yoimiya. My Xiangling deals more damage. This is why I started building all of these 4-star characters, and it is why you will hear me constantly say I have wanted to build this character for a while now. I thought that to get the most value out of my account, I can't waste resources on characters that aren't meta, but I think for me personally, that was actually the waste of time. Why am I building characters that I don't like playing? So, I mean, I like Kaeya, so I'm gonna build him. That's pretty much all there is to it. That is the most long-winded way of saying that's why we are building Mr. Shoujo protagonist here. And it's also why I started enjoying Genshin again. So let's get right into the video. What is up? My name is Taiyuji, and today we are gonna be building Kaeya. Now, Kaeya is personally one of my favorite characters in the game, and I just really like his aesthetic. Like, it's very anime. He reminds me a lot of like a romance manga shoujo protagonist. And I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you or anything. I don't think that Kaeya is like a must-build character. I don't think he's super strong. He's not a meta relevant unit in any way, but he is a character that I personally enjoy playing, and that is why I want to build him. And you know, sometimes that's just how it works out. Like sometimes characters that you really like I really like Furina, right? Furina is one of my favorite characters in the game. She's very meta relevant. That just turned out to be lucky. Sometimes the characters that you enjoy aren't very meta relevant, but that doesn't mean that you shouldn't build them. If you're having fun playing those characters, I definitely think that you should go ahead and build them anyways. And one big reason why I'm picking now to invest more into Kaeya, like to double crown him and everything, is because right now he is in the Star Glitter shop. I honestly wish that I had been buying his constellations. I could already have him C6 by now. But the thing is, even though I only have 2 Kaeya constellations, I have never bought a copy of Kaeya from the Star Glitter exchange. And the reason for that is because I had a very warped perception of how easy it was to get Amber, Kaeya, and Lisa off of the standard banner. And that is because I got both of these constellations within the first 3 months that I started playing Genshin Impact. I just got stupidly lucky, and I thought eventually, I was like, oh, if I just play the game long enough, I'm going to get C6 Kaeya. I shouldn't waste 34 Star Glitter. That's like almost 7 wishes on a constellation when I'm just going to get him eventually. But little did I know that I just got insanely lucky, and I never got another Kaeya constellation ever again. So yeah, now after 4 years of playing this game, we're going to go ahead and go into the shop, and we are finally going to get that C3 Kaeya. Wow. Look at that. Now let's go ahead and activate that C3. You know, for some reason, I thought that Kaeya's burst was a C3. I never looked at the constellations. I didn't even realize that. Okay, so we have 111.8 talents now, but not for long. Okay, so I know that normally I start by ascending my character to level 90, but I've already kind of built Kaeya because, as I said, he is one of my favorite characters in the game. We already have him on Wolfang. I started getting the battle pass again specifically for Kaeya. Like, I saw this weapon and I was like, yo, this weapon is insane for Kaeya. Now, there are probably way better characters to utilize Wolfang for, but no, not me. I slapped Wolfang on Kaeya. I will eventually have an R5 Wolfang. But the big thing that I wanted to do was I wanted to double crown him. So we're getting these talents up to level 13 and level 10. Now, I did pre-farm these talent books because I'm not able to farm on these specific days. Again, Helioverse, please take this limit off. Like, what is this even still doing here in the year 2024? Just make it so we can farm any talent domain every single day. Just make every day Sunday. And now let's crown his elemental burst.
Daddy, yes!
There it is. We double crowned Kaeya. But now we got to finish building him. Now for weapons, as I said, I think that Wolfang is really good on him. We could use Mist Splitter as well. And I honestly believe that Emblem is his best in slot overall. But I'm also trying to do some like kind of dumb stuff with Kaeya today. So, okay, so since his C3 upgrades his elemental skill, hear me out. What if just for the thumbnail, we use the 4-piece golden Troupe? Hey, that's a pretty good ratio. 74 crit over 195 crit damage. That's pretty good. I'm not gonna complain about that. Okay, so we gotta go and test this out on the Dendro Chicken. You might have seen me use this team before. I'm just using Shalonin plus Kazuha plus Bennett. I would use Farina for a pure damage buff, but Farina would kind of throw off the melts that I'm trying to hit with Kaeya. Okay, so first, apply cryo. Do this, swirl cryo. Boom. And then we hope that this crits. 89k. But I think that was on field for too long. So let me try that one more time. I was 132k, bro. Hey, maybe Hoyoverse was on to something by giving us the elemental skill first in the constellation tree. Now, after seeing that number, you already know the first place that I'm going. I need to see how much I can hit against Scaramouche.
I'll show you who's boss in this gym.
246k. Yo, off of one elemental skill? Crazy. That is a 4-star starter character, by the way. I'm just saying. That's crazy. Okay, so this is obviously a meme build, right? But look, with enough investment, you can make anything happen in Genshin Impact. You can make the impossible possible. Okay, so that is definitely a build. That is something that you can do within the game Genshin Impact. But I personally feel like Kaeya works way better as a sub-DPS rather than trying to make him the main damage dealer. So we're going to be switching up his build just a little bit. We are going to be throwing him on Mist Splitter Reforged. For the artifact set, we will be using Gilded Dreams so that we get a good amount of elemental mastery. We are currently at a C3 Kaeya, 11310 talent, and we have 62 crit rate over 152 crit damage. Okay, I know that doesn't look that impressive, but we need the EM because we are going to be playing him on a melt team. Personally, when I'm playing Kaeya, I like him in melt teams the most. I don't really like freeze teams because freeze teams are really constrained to the enemies that you're fighting. Like if you're against a boss enemy, they can't be frozen, so you can't really fully utilize freeze. Now, playing Kaeya in Bloom is actually pretty fun. I actually enjoy playing Bloom Barbara quite a bit, but it has a similar problem to freeze teams. Also, Bloom just isn't the best, especially if you're not running Nilou. Now, normally I would take the character into the Spiral Abyss for a showcase. I would play Let's Dance Boys in the background, but this particular Spiral Abyss is super cringe. Now, I did 36 star the Abyss with Kaeya on the team, but I had to use really strong supports to get him to clear, and that is because this Abyss is just super restrictive. Like every single chamber in the Spiral Abyss wants something different. This chamber wants Hydro. This chamber wants Geo. This chamber wants actual good damage. Even on the second half, this half wants a shield. This half wants a bunch of elemental reactions or a Natlin character. Hopefully you paid for a Natlin character. And then on this half, you need a bow to take down the Drake. Like, come on. And also, I understand that Kaeya isn't the strongest character in the game. So instead, what we're going to do is we're going to run around Teyvat and we're just going to beat some world bosses' asses. Is that English? I think it is. So I'm actually curious if the team that I'm using right now is any good or not. Like we're gonna find out together. Oh yeah, we're gonna start by fighting one of the very first bosses that I ever faced in Genshin Impact. Oh my goodness, Cryo does not break this thing very quickly at all. Let's get him. 9k ticks. Wait a second. Oh my goodness, I'm dumb. Oh my god, I was wondering why I was only doing 9ks on my burst, and then I realized I did not use Jean's burst, so they were not affected by Pyro that entire time. Okay, let's actually use Jean's burst this time. Nice. Oh my goodness. Okay, so 14k per tick when they're actually affected by Pyro. Wait, but what if I threw on the Lava Walker artifact set? Okay, look, hear me out. Since we are using Lava Walker, all it says is that the opponent has to be affected by Pyro for the effect to take effect. That's a weird sentence. So against the Pyro Cube, he's always affected by Pyro. So now I can actually use Farina because Farina's not going to mess up the elemental reactions. And then I'm going to have to use Shalonen because Gene obviously isn't going to be able to swirl Cryo on the Pyro Cube because he's always affected by Pyro. 88. Yo, Farina is such a big buff. Oh my god, we obliterated that thing. Also, we have to showcase Bloom Barbara, just for the people in the back, for the people who don't know. Okay, somebody start the timer right now. Oh my god, look at that. The speed, the technique. 24-second clear time. Okay, quick question. I am wondering if I can defeat this thing before it goes invisible. And I wonder if I can do it without Xiangling. Now, obviously, one of Kaeya's best teammates is Xiangling, but I personally just don't really like using Xiangling. I would much rather use Klee. Look at her. She's so adorable.
Letting brave names echo. I'm going in. Frostbite.
Freeze.
Let's go. I knew that we could do it. So yeah, that is my Kaeya. And I know that he's not a meta unit. He's not ever going to be a meta unit. So am I upset that I double crowned him today? Hell no. I knew exactly what I was getting into when I decided to build Kaeya, and I'm going to continue to play him regardless. I think that Kaeya is a solid unit. I don't think that there is anything wrong with wanting to build him. Now, there are definitely better units out there that you could decide to invest in instead, but I think whatever you are having more fun doing is definitely where you should put your resources. If crowning already really powerful units like Arlecchino is how you have fun with the game, then that's great. That's like a double win because that is a very good character worth investing into, and that is also how you're finding enjoyment out of the game. But unfortunately for me, I have fun doing stupid shit like crowning Sayu's elemental skill. I still don't know why I did this. For me personally, there's just something wrong in my head where I'm looking at a character like Arlecchino and she's already absurdly broken. And then I think to myself, like, does she really need a crown? Like, she's already insane with the little investment that I put into her. That's just the way that I think about it. And that's probably why I decided to do things like double crown Kaeya. For the next character that we're going to be building, it is for sure going to be Yanfei. I feel like there are a lot of people commenting that they wanted to see me build Yanfei. I know that she was at level 20. I just needed to level her up to level 40 to see what I needed to get, like what boss material I needed to farm. So I will for sure be building Yanfei next. But after that, just comment down below what character you want me to build next. This time I'm going to leave it up to you. You can say, oh, I want you to build Layla, Mika, Fremene, DPS Diona. Whatever it is, I will let you guys decide, but that is going to be the end of today's video. If you watched the entire thing, then thank you so much for watching. It really helps me out. And just remember, you don't have to believe in yourself. Believe in me. Believe in the me that believes in you. And I'll see you in the next video.